Bonsoir. All right. For those who don't know, I've just made my own deck, not to sell, but it's just a oracle deck I've made for personal use, like for these collective readings. It's a mixture of songs, years, like 2025, 2026, as well as letters. So this will be initials and relevant songs. I find that with these collective readings, there's a lot of that music in general is a big connecting energy for twin flames, soulmates, whatever. And even if it's not a song that you shared with the person on your mind, even just the lyrics, if you look up the lyrics to the song, it might make you realize if this reading resonates with you. But as well, I want to start opening my collective readings with this deck to see what letters, if any, come out when I shuffle, because that too will tie you to this reading. And like I said in my other video, if everything doesn't line up, then it's not your reading. And I think people get caught up on tarot talk because they think that every reading that comes up is for them. I do believe that your spirit team can reach you through the algorithm. They can send you messages through your algorithm. But what you need to do is allocate a sign or some kind of synchronicity that is specific to you, so that if you get it before or after the reading or somewhere around it, you know that that's your reading. And if you don't get that sign or that synchronicity, then just assume it's not your reading, because that can really cut down how many readings you're actually watching. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? So this will be songs, initials, years on your journey, years that you met, anything that's significant. And obviously through the other decks, we'll break it down. COVID, so you may have met this person during COVID, and long distance. So that could have been a combination where, so say for instance, you met this person online and it was during COVID, and because of restrictions, you weren't able to travel to one another. So you already had the obstacle that there was long distance between the two of you, but then due to COVID restrictions, you weren't able to travel to the other. That's a significant detail here. So this is what I mean. If you didn't meet this person during COVID, and if this person isn't at a distance from you, and these two were significantly impacted at least the beginning of the relationship where you couldn't physically be together, then it's not your reading. All right, let's keep going. Man I Need by Olivia Dean, These Days by Rudimental, and two Rihanna songs. First one was Lift Me Up and the other one was Stay. So you've got Man I Need, Olivia Dean. So if these aren't initially come to your head straight away and think that's one of our songs, then look up the lyrics and see if they connect. You've got Long Distance, you've got COVID, Man I Need by Olivia Dean, These Days by Rudimental, and I think it's Macklemore as well, and maybe even Kesha, but that's too many, right? Stay by Rihanna and Lift Me Up by Rihanna. I'm just going to do one more shuffle, see if any initials come out, and then we'll get into it. Okay, the letter J could be significant. As well, if it's not your person or you with the letter J, especially when this is about twin flames. We'll get into it, like I said, see what connection this is. But it could also be a connecting energy that got in the way of this connection in the past, like was in your person's ear or was in your ear. It was a friend, a family member that came in between you two. I'm hearing that specifically. That could be the letter J if it's not you or your person's initial. One more. Only Love Can Hurt Like This by Paloma Faith. So the only initial we've got is J. And on the bottom it says Puff Puff. Excuse my crappy drawing. I was trying to draw like a leaf, let's say, and smoke, and anyway, if you know, you know. Puff Puff. That's on the bottom. Okay, so like I said, long distance, COVID, the letter J, and then your songs are Man I Need by Olivia Dean, These Days by Rudimental, Stay by Rihanna, Lift Me Up by Rihanna, and Only Love Can Hurt Like This by Paloma Faith. I might actually put them in the video as well, so I'll put that to the side so I don't forget. All right, so let's get a bit more information about this connection, please. Abandonment. Okay, so we've got abandonment, we've got new moon. That was last night, the 19th, yesterday. Yesterday was the new moon, so this is a now energy, awakening, and self-love. So this is where self-love is so important, because if you felt abandoned by this person, or you were the one that abandoned your significant other, self-love is very important. Kind self-talk, body appreciation, and union with self. I think as well, with this awakening following the new moon, that's about planting seeds, it's about new beginnings, it's about inner reflection. I think that there has been something that's happened in the last 24 hours. It doesn't have to be something like profound that's happened, but a mind shift. Like you've had some kind of enlightenment, like when you go, ooh, and you have this epiphany kind of thing. You may have even been going through a Kundalini awakening, and something happened overnight where, if you follow the Schumann resonance, how it can affect the human body and the psyche and things like that, I think maybe your spiritual enlightenment has kind of opened up more overnight, especially because that's following the new moon. And if it wasn't last night's new moon, maybe it was the new moon before this, where you had some kind of spiritual awakening, or your gifts became more heightened. And then that's why you've needed to take a lot of time to love yourself and do things to look after yourself, self-care, because you need to be able to ground, so that whatever you're, I guess, channeling from spirit needs to be grounded. You need to remain grounded in your physical body. All right, and as well, something around the abandonment of this person abandoning you was kind of stirred up in you. I think this abandonment in this connection has come up again for you recently. Maybe you're having memories of it, or you're feeling, I just heard anger. Maybe you had a lot of anger come up for you yesterday and today around the idea not the idea, around the memory of how this person abandoned you, to clear it, especially because the new moon is about calling in what you want and letting go of what no longer serves you. So this abandonment could have been something that's really reared its ugly head for you the last 24 to 48 hours, or it could even be something that you had in mind where it's like, on the next new moon, I'm going to sit down and write my intentions for what I want moving forward, and to leave the feelings of abandonment behind. And by setting those intentions, you've actually awakened something in you. Abandonment. Clairalliance, which is clear smelling, senses, and connection, with telepathy. So because those two came out together, this is to confirm abandonment. So this is actually something that I believe is a gift of yours, that you sense things through touch, smell, and perhaps as well, that's especially if recently you started, maybe you just walked past someone and they were wearing the cologne or the perfume of the person connected to you, and it really set off some things for you, where suddenly you were feeling like it's like you could feel they were everywhere, and you were smelling things, or things that were activating sensory wise, that took your mind to this person and making you think that you're picking up on them telepathically. I'm seeing that specifically. It's like you get a waft of someone's perfume or cologne as you walk past them, and it sets off your senses that created this energy of you tapping into the person who connected to you, the one that you felt abandoned by. Cosmic healing. All right, new moon. Home. Window to the soul. So there's definitely been some seeds planted here when it comes to your feeling of home with this person. Especially if the abandonment or the feelings of abandonment was something that you were trying to actively let go of. You've been doing a lot of inner reflection, and even if you've longed for this person for a long time, perhaps there was always this shadow over it of you wanted a new beginning, but you still were holding on to a lot of resentment here. And it was required for you to let go of that resentment so that there could be space made for a new beginning. But they've definitely planted the seeds here over this new moon. Awakening. Mission. I actually see that as well, is that you've actually been moving away from the obsessive thoughts of this person, and you've actually become more motivated and driven towards what you want to be doing in this life. Maybe a passion or something of yours that you've always wanted to do, but you never really took steps towards it. And now you're hyper-focused on that mission instead of worrying so much about if this person's coming back and when. It's like you've been enlightened in the sense of like, well, they're not in my life now, so I should stop pausing everything I want in life, waiting for that. That's the aha moment, that epiphany where it's like, well, I do want a new beginning with this person. I do love them. I do want to be with them, but they're not in my life right now. So why am I putting off certain achievements I want? Which then makes sense to following up with self-love. Divine timing, patience. I really feel like this collective, you've reached a point in the journey where you are just surrendering to it'll happen when it's meant to happen. It's all well and good to see all the videos about that and about detaching and letting go, and they'll come back when you don't want them anymore, all that crap. You've accepted that you love this person, that you want to be with them. You're trusting in divine timing. And in the meantime, whatever's going on with them's going on with them, and you're focusing on you and what's going to make you happy in your life now, the things that you want to achieve in your life, with or without this person. Wild one, you're setting yourself free. Free spirit, untamed, raw. You're going after what you want now. And there's a peace in that, because it's like, it's not because the love's gone away or the desire to have union with them's gone away, but it's really not affecting your day to day. You're finding now that it's like you've got the emotional and mental space now to be focusing on other things that don't include this person. And it's like there's a sense of relief. Alright, let me get Time Island Wellness. What is this connection, please? Okay, so they're saying you have the key to each other's heart. That it's funny because I'm hearing it's not even like when you met this person you thought that they were the one straight away, but they helped you open up your heart again. So you might have met this person when you'd come out, already been out of, or not long been out of a long-term relationship with someone, or you were married and then you met this person a few months later. But it was like this perfect timing of meeting the one. I don't think you saw them as the one, but they definitely got you to feel like you could fall in love again. And that was destined to be that way. The Siren, alluring, seductive, enticing, mysterious, threatening, vindictive, rebellious. I think that this person, this is how, because this is the universe saying what this connection is. This is the universal truth. This person found you alluring. They found you seductive. They were definitely enticed by you and your mysteriousness. But then I think it went from that opening up your heart and feeling like you're getting together and everything's perfect, to them feeling threatened by you and kind of rebelling against the love, both in your own right. I think you did that, almost like this can't be real, so you both rebelled against it, and then it brought out this person's vindictive side. Especially if they had experienced up until that point constantly going into things with a pure heart and then getting burned by it. And then when true love really did show up, they burnt that and you in your own right to some degree. It was very strong magnetic pull to one another. You were very enticed by one another, and it's like this vortex where you both were sucked into each other's energy, and then it was too much. The intensity of the chemistry was too much, and you both would rebel against it. I'm hearing it's that whole, this is too good to be true. And addictions, that makes sense. The codependency maybe freaked the both of you out, how you wanted each other so much, again rebelling. But I think there was the fear of that obsession over one another, and perhaps there was a bit of control issues between the two of you, but addictions could have very well played a part in how things went sour very quickly. I think as well they're saying you were very, this person knew how to draw you in. You were just so, maybe they were not like anyone you'd ever met before and they were very enticing. But then it's got that love bombing vibe. Whether this person knew that's what they were doing or not, they just like praised you a lot and then suddenly they became very nasty and it made you question, especially because if they did have addictions that you weren't aware of and it did affect their behavior, like it changes you, it causes people, it's like when people say, I'm hearing this for a reason, when people say the truth comes out when you're drunk, some people believe that. A lot of people believe that. But then you've got other people that say, when I was on gear or I was always drinking, there's so many things I said that I regret that wasn't what I truly felt or believed. I said a lot of things that I didn't feel would, like I would say normally, not normally because it's the truth that I've been hiding, but I would become nasty during those periods because my mind was altered. And that's why it's like, I don't know if you've seen videos on how alcohol is called spirit for a reason, because it brings spirits in. So there's entities that can, when you're in a vulnerable state because your guard is down, because you're drunk or you're on substances, it allows spirit in to take control of you. So it's kind of like in those moments, you can turn into someone that says the nastiest, most cutting things because your mind is altered in that moment. It's not, oh, the truth comes out when you're drunk. It's like a lot of times people say things they don't mean when they're drunk. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. It's like this person is polar opposite when they're on something. And I think if you're not someone that has experienced that before, it would have been a hard thing to hear these nasty, vindictive things said to you, because you did not, your brain would not automatically go to, it's because they're drinking or it's because they're high or whatever, because that's not the world you came from. So you didn't know to look for those things. Does that make sense? Because that's how, this is what that's what this is feeling like to me. Especially if you weren't someone that like chased for someone's affection before, and then suddenly it's like this person that the person you met would disappear and become this nasty person. And so you would chase that feeling of how they were when you first met them, not realizing that this person only acts and says those certain things because they're affected by addictions. They may have denied it a lot. This feels like how the connection, this is what it went through. Yeah, not enough. Frustrated in the relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, and jealousy. So it went from having the key to your heart and welcome, and this person enticing you into this new love and feeling like this perfect situation was opening up to you, to suddenly seeing a version of this person that made you feel threatened, made you feel like this person's quite nasty, and then questioning whether is it you that brings it out in them. I actually feel like this collective, you felt frustrated because initially your reaction will be like, I would never tolerate someone treating me like that way, because up until that point you'd never met someone like this. So then when they acted this way and you found yourself turning into someone else that chased after the love that they initially gave you, it really created this weird dynamic of being frustrated by their behavior, but then at the same time, your ego wanted to get that love back from them. And it created a lot of fear, a lot of jealousy as well. Behaviors in you that you'd never seen before, self-sabotaging behaviors. And this person, especially if addictions were a part of this, clearly had a pattern of, well, not clearly to you, but this person had a pattern of self-sabotaging in their life, due to whatever trauma they've already been through. But again, you had not experienced that kind of person before. And as well, you would remember them to be quite jealous, and didn't like certain things or behaviours of yours because of their insecurities. Yeah, secrecy. So this person had a deceptive, or has a deceptive nature. You always felt like they were hiding something, whether it was hiding your relationship or hiding something from you. And it could have even been that they were hiding the connection under the guise that they were protecting you because they didn't want people to come in and ruin the relationship. Meanwhile, it was actually causing a lot of chaos in your life. And I think as well, this universe is saying you took a lot of risks with this person because of that seductive nature that they drew you in with. It's a plan, getting asked out, text message or call with intent to date, tentative plans, making solidifying plans. That's the other thing, because it's long distance, because of the COVID restrictions, it would have been one of these things where the plan to actually get to see each other kept getting moved because of restrictions, and that could have been something that created blocks too, which then every time it got pushed out, it would make it feel like the universe was against you, like this just wasn't going to happen. But there definitely was an element of feeling like you were constantly questioning if they were hiding something from you, and they were. But the unsaid, showing I love you or like you without physically saying it, didn't say it yet. You might have been the one to say I love you first. This person might have been very struggled to be vulnerable. So on one hand, it's like, yes, they could shower all this love on you to make you feel so special and in love. But when it came to really getting down deep and expressing how much they love you, or that they're in love with you, they had a very hard wall up. So you might have been the one that said it first. Engagement could have happened as well. The butterfly. Relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. This is what you had to go through. So you might have even questioned, why did I have to go through this pain? Especially if you were someone that would have never put up with that kind of treatment in the past, and then you found yourself doing that with them. It's like, I already knew what behavior not to accept, so why did I have to learn this lesson? Why did I have to go through so much pain and grow and all this stuff? But there's something about you having to heal a part of your childhood that you maybe thought you'd gotten over, that you hadn't, that this brought up for you. And at first it might have felt like, why the heck am I having to learn this lesson? When in reality, there was something that you had not learnt yet. And through this, you've had a lot of growth. Who's walking who? There was definitely control issues here. And I think both of you, again, were resistant to change. You might have even felt like this person led you on and overwhelmed you with a lot of things and platitudes and stuff, and then would leave you confused because they would then pull away. It's that hot and cold energy. But I think something's about to, I think the growth that you've gone through, there is about to be something revealed to you. healthy choices, making healthy choices in your life for you, in love and in life. Self-love, self-care, being happier. This is where I think you're at now. I think that you still feel connected to this person, but I think you've actually reached this point in your journey where you can breathe again and you're actually able to focus on other things in your life, not this person. And this might even be the point where you're looking back and kind of seeing where the lessons were for you. Whereas before you were like, why did I have to go through this? I don't understand. I think you're feeling lighter. I think you're feeling happier. You're not controlled by this anymore. Reckless, acting recklessly, getting lit. Highly volatile relationship, personality, use precautions and protection. I think that you went from being someone that you always believed yourself to be someone that made healthy choices and you held a certain standard for yourself, and this person created a version of you that you didn't recognize. And when you look back on it, you see all the highly tense energy that was constantly there, whether it was the constant like making you feel really loved and appreciated and then the next minute taking away. It was whatever the energy was, it was constantly intense and it was very full on. And it again, because it caused you to take risks in your life for this person. It brought out that reckless behavior where you would take risks for this person, chasing that high of the love that you felt in the beginning of the relationship. Cheers, new beginnings, anniversary, milestone, date, celebration, meeting new people, happiness. So again, I think that speaks to where you're at now. You could be ready to go out and date, but I think that there is a milestone for you you've just come past. It could be a cycle that you have cleared out with this person, as well as it could be that there's actually an anniversary, especially because you got engagement. There could have been a date coming up where there was the date of engagement or some kind of anniversary that you shared with them. That maybe in the past when that date would come up, it would overwhelm you, whereas now you feel it's like you've broken free from that. And also I feel like there is a new beginning about to be presented to you. Let's see what that is. Cheers. Maybe you're actually seeing this as a karmic relationship. I think this actually speaks to someone coming into offer you a new beginning, but you're going to be on guard because you're going to feel like this person, I think the resentment you have isn't hurting you as much anymore, but it's like however this person presents, it's going to make you let it go because you love yourself more. You are no longer in that energy of chasing the love from this person. And with everything else here, I feel as though it's taken you time. You've needed space and time to have this growth. And I think you're going to find that all the lessons, all the resentment, all the turmoil, all the triggers, you're going to be ready to let it go. Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. One more, please. Sorry, not sorry. Frigid. Chilly, cold personality, cold-hearted, getting iced out, not happy, situation needs time to thaw. I actually think that this to me feels like you're about to get tested by this person returning, and you're going to see how little that they, it's like they're not really showing up, taking accountability, or having any real growth in them, and it's going to make you realize that you don't want this anymore. You've got 2 cards now about resentment. I think this person wants your forgiveness and wants to make amends, but I think however they show up, it's going to create friction, and it's going to bring up a lot of hurt that you've been harboring because of this person. And that's where you're going to let go and love yourself more. And it could even be that because of the way you handle this person turns cold, and that in itself is a sign that this person has not grown. Because if they know that they've hurt you, that means that if you've grown, you come in with an apology, whether or not someone's going to accept it, and understanding that if they don't accept it, that they don't have to. So if you aren't ready to accept that apology, or you accept it but say, I don't want to go any further with you, and they turn cold, then they're not truly sorry. They just thought that a sorry would put a band-aid on a bullet wound. Soul connection, partnership agreement, soul contract. I mean, this could have been a soul contract in which you had to go through this because it was bringing you to something greater in your life. It doesn't have to be that you're meant to be together. And I think maybe you're at that point now where you're not holding on to it so much. You're not holding on to the idea that it has to be them. Maybe you're seeing the lesson now as like, it was painful, yeah, and I had to go through a lot, yeah, but I feel like I can see now where this is taking me. Or you at least have faith that it's taking you to where you need to be in life, and it was part of your story. It doesn't have to be that that's the person you end up with. They were just what helped you awaken in this lifetime. That was their role in your life. Yeah, love call. So I think you're going to hear from this person, and they're going to come across very flirty. They're going to express that they feel these loving feelings towards you, that they've been thinking of you, they want to talk to you, they miss you. But I think that you're not going to feel sincerity with it. Not because I don't think that they genuinely have missed you, but because you're not going to feel like they're at a place where they can be a good partner to you still. With all the growth you've gone through and where you're at it in life, it's kind of like they're always going to be behind, and you're now in a place where you want someone equal to you. It's going to be very flirtatious, wanting to keep it light, wanting to keep it fun, and joking around. And I think that's going to rub you the wrong way, because you know that you deserve a certain level of remorse from this person, a certain level of humility from this person, and a real apology. And I don't think that they're in that energy. They want to... This, to me, says that this person is confident enough to reach out and call you because they think enough time has passed that they don't have to address the pain they caused you, and you're just not going to have it. I think you're going to realize, like, the way you're showing up shows me that we're just on completely different paths now. And I don't even think that you're going to be like have an attitude about it. You're just going to be very matter of fact about it and know that you love yourself more than going. I don't think you will feel like you could even go back to them in that state, because they're not. Time passing is an apology. It's not accountability. You can't show back up a year or two later, and because a year or two has passed, you show up pretending that you're old mates and that nothing needs to be addressed. I think that's where you're at, and that's how this person's going to show up. All right, let's tap into the energy around you right now then. What is the energy around this collective right now, please? Yeah, liar. Be careful of someone sneaky. Gambling. There's the addictions again. Problems with addictions or gambling. Bad finances. And distance. So there's the distance again, confirming that this was a long distance relationship and that there's still distance now between the two of you. All right, liar. No, it's not the right time. So again, soul contract could be someone you're meant to be with, but I don't think you're holding on to that. All you know is that you suddenly feel freer and able to focus on your goals in life. Commitment. Problems with addiction or gambling, bad finances, but things are getting serious. I don't think so. I think as well, because you got engagement in that other deck, that this person promised you these things even though they weren't in a good financial position to be offering it. They offered you things that they weren't ready to follow through on yet, even if their intention, they wanted to do those things, so they would promise those things to you, but they were in no position to be making those promises. All right, distance. And they took a gamble towards perhaps proposing here. Yeah, cycles, fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. So I think this distance has been a recurring thing. They may have moved to you and then things ended, then you moved to them and then things ended again, and you've been on this roundabout quite a few times with this person, but you have been guided throughout this. A lost loved one watches over you. I think that this caused a lot of upheaval in your life, and I think that this is something that is going to get stirred up when this person comes forward, especially if they're coming in that jokey kind of flirtatious way without addressing what happened here. Love spell, but they're bewitched by you. I don't think it's that this person is I just don't think that they've ever been in love the way that they were in love with you, and this feels like a difference in maturity levels, honestly. I'm surprised you haven't even got age difference come out somewhere in this. It still could, because it feels as though it's not that the love wasn't real, it's that this person lacked the maturity to handle it, and they're still lacking. Love strike. Spy. Being fussy, love spell. They're flipping over, but they're not coming out. There we go. Okay, so they could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and if not, you could be. Again, like I said in the very beginning with that J initial, if it's not you or them, it could be the connecting energy as an air sign. But this person, I think this person is deeply in love with you, but their maturity still is lacking. They're so in their head about it. I think there's also a lot of pride here. So this person's going to come in with all these things to say, and they're going to, I think this person, especially with air sign, has a way with words. They're very good at saying things, like making these promises they can't keep. And it all sounds good, like butter wouldn't melt in their mouth, but they can't follow through. They have all this love for you, but they're overthinking it. They're very stuck in their mind about it. But they're trying to manifest a new beginning here. Tell the universe exactly what you want. They'll be back. Honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. You may have just attended someone's wedding, or you're about to, or they are, but this is my travel card. They want to travel to come see you. That might be part of all the things that they say, that they want to take a trip to come see you. And I just really feel like this collective, you're just going to be like, well, no, because we haven't dealt with anything that happened in the past here. And yeah, I just feel like you're going to see right through all these, where in the past you would have just eaten up all these things that they said to you. You see through it now. And again, not because they're saying it in a two-faced way, where they're intentionally knowing they're saying things that they're not going to follow through on. I think they want to be able to do those things, so they say it, but then they can't actually do it. They just want to do it, but that they have to be able to follow up. They have to follow through. You can't rely on empty words, empty promises. This has that feeling of like, you love yourself, so you're going to let them go. And whether they're meant to come back in later, more grown up, that you're leaving that to divine timing. You're surrendering it. Confession. Someone has something to tell you. Last one. Sexuality. Someone is still figuring themselves out. So sexuality could be something that they were questioning and have been questioning during this separation. But I think that they're still figuring it. And there it is, spy on the bottom. So they've been keeping an eye on you. I think they're figuring out what they want in life still, how to have what they want. It's like, I think they're confused about what action to even take when it comes to you, because I don't think they fully understand what it is they want yet. I think they feel the love for you and they miss you, but they still don't really know what they want out of life, where you're like, I want to go towards certain things now. They haven't worked out what their things are to work towards yet. They just know that they want your energy back in their life, but it's unreliable. They're a bit twisted up, it feels like. Let's understand this situation a bit better. Pain. Guarded, apprehensive, putting up a wall, excruciating pain. I think this person's in a lot of pain. But they're masking it, I feel like. And naturally they're going to be apprehensive about approaching you because they know that they've caused you this pain, which might be why they approach in such a playful way, because they're trying to avoid talking about what they did to you. I just heard man up, and I hate that expression. Clown. So they've been acting like a clown. They've been putting up this appearance that they're doing fine, that they're not affected by this situation, but they've been humiliated. They're ashamed of their behavior. They're embarrassed. And again, instead of, they haven't grown enough maturity wise to show up and just, I say this all the time, hat in hand, coming to you humbly, apologizing, and just discussing, as uncomfortable as it is, discussing their bad behavior and how badly they treated you, and accepting the things that you have to say without turning cold or getting defensive. That's why I think I'm hearing man up, because it's like, to truly grow up, you need to be able to cop it on the chin when you know you've done wrong. That's accepting the consequences and making amends for it. But I think that this person has gone down the route of, and still has, unfortunately, a lot of growing up to do. Yeah, hold it together, getting a grip, heaviness, chained up. I think this person feels heavily chained to their circumstances, especially because there's distance, but also feeling the weight of the pain that they're feeling, as well as the weight of the pain they caused you. They're trying to hold it together at the moment. And maybe acting like a clown is what they use to try and help them hold it together. But gossip. This person entertained gossip by spreading rumors. They got involved in petty conversations, could have even included smearing your image and making you look like the fool when they were the clown all along. Clown and gossip. And I just noticed as well, even in this, the makeup's very clownish makeup. They've been using this to mask their pain. It also has that vibe of like making themselves look like they tried to do everything for you and that you didn't appreciate them. Risky. This is the kind of promiscuous behavior that they got involved in after you. Maybe even towards the end. Unsafe decisions, partner to partner. Sexual disease, unprotected sex, gross. Clown, gossip, and risky, like hookups and stuff, that's very immature. Like, and I think see, there it is, mask. All of that is masking to mask the pain that they're in. It's excruciating, and the only way they know how to hold it together is by acting like a clown, getting involved in petty gossip and having these hookups that are just, I mean, they could have very well caught something. Yuck. I know that's a bit judgmental, but this is their coping mechanism. Acting like an idiot, basically. And it's all to pretend, put up this front that they're fine. It's not genuine. Yeah, side piece on the bottom. I think they've had like a secret like situationship or friends with benefits situation that they've been embarrassed by. Ugh. And maybe part of you knows this or part of this, and so you just feel like, after all that, this is how you're showing up, like trying to be all lighthearted and joke around with me. Differences, divorce, breakup, not looking back. I think they thought that when things ended the last time that it was final, that was it. They made up and I think that's what they're making up in their mind too as well now, trying to hold it together by thinking this is done, there's no going back. When in reality, they're in excruciating pain and they're doing all this stupid stuff to cover it up because they're trying to convince themselves that this breakup, there's no going back. Yeah, children. So there could be children involved already, and if not, this is their immaturity. I think that this person, even if they would have, clearly have childhood trauma that causes them to act this way in such an embarrassing manner, but it comes from their lack of maturity. So even if they've been through trauma, some people grow up too quick and they become mature for their age. And then you've got people that kind of constantly chase immature things because of their childhood. It's like you can have someone have a horrible childhood and they become a serial killer. Someone could experience a horrible childhood and they become a people pleaser. It's like you can't, it's always different. This person, they're immature. They're still immature. They're still toxic. Unhealthy decisions. They're living in delusions, thinking that they might even be convincing themselves that this clownish behavior makes them happy, that they love the chaos, but it's a delusion. It's nasty. They have a nastiness to them, and I think addiction's a part of that. It's actually sad because it really keeps them stuck. But it's not your responsibility. Like, only they can set themselves free. It's not your responsibility. And I think that's why when they show up the way they do, you're just going to be done, at least for the foreseeable future. All right, actually, I want to get one more. Two more. Fired up and spirit, protected aura, divine intervention, guardian angel, shielding. So they're shielding you from this stuff, because I think this person, they have a lot of pent up anger here. And I think that this is going to come out in them, that this is the cold energy as well, where they're very angry and they're going to explode all their emotions onto you because they're so overwhelmed by what they haven't dealt with and all the shame and embarrassment, and it's going to come out. That's that defensiveness, because you're strong in who you are and you're much more mature than them, inspired by you, listening to music, emotional bonds, song lyrics. Remember the songs at the beginning. I'll put them in here somewhere. You're their muse, but they're still so far behind you, and I think they're going to get triggered when you reject them. And ultimately, that's going to bring up that angry side of them again, especially if they're still tied to certain substances or drink. And then when you trigger them by knowing your value and loving yourself more, it's going to trigger that anger in them, and you're going to be reminded of how nasty this person can be, and you're going to know instantly this isn't what you want, and that spirit has been protecting you. I mean, Muse on the bottom is good in the sense that whatever they can see you doing, whatever they do have access to, they are learning something from you. But it's something where it's like you shouldn't have to train this person like they're a pet. They need to show up having done the work themselves, just as you did. Yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering if I should even bother getting how they feel. Yeah, let's do it. How does this person connecting energy feel about the collective, please? You are mine. So they're still jealous. We are meant for each other. There is no one else in the world who could ever replace you. Well, that's true. We were made to be together. We are destined, and I am yours and you are mine only. We have done this before and we'll do it again. They're not seeing things clearly still. Not because you two can't be together eventually, but they're not seeing where they need to change. Or even if they are aware of what they need to change, they're not doing it yet. Promise, I want to make a commitment. I wish you knew just how special you are to me. It kills me not to be able to tell you. You amaze me with your compassion and kindness. through this time apart. But then the interesting thing is you've always had kindness and compassion. But when you put that towards yourself and go, I know I deserve more, then they become nasty. They're lacking that compassion, that kindness. If you were to reject them and they know how much they've hurt you, then they should be like, that's totally fair, I understand. Not turn nasty, not turn cold. I promise I'll make things right between us. Again, I think that's how they have the intention, that they want to make things right. But the minute that you stand up for yourself, they're going to lash out. So they're not ready yet. Spark. My love for you is written in the stars. We have the spark between us, which is undeniable and visible to everyone around us. I don't know about that. You are the miracle that dropped into my life and lit me from within. Look up at the stars tonight and know that I am under the same sky thinking about you. We are destined to be together from many lifetimes. We don't need to rush this love. Our love is eternal. But in none of these decks has Twin Flame come out. Let go of fear. You are safe with me. You're not. And I think you're going to feel that. It's like if you're showing up like this and I already can feel in my body that I don't feel safe around you. I have no fear of making mistakes. Nothing you do or say will ever make me stop loving you. There are no mistakes on this journey, only soul lessons, but they're not learning them. Everything happens for a reason. It's safe to be vulnerable with me, but it's not, because you standing up for yourself and saying, I don't want to joke around. I don't like this silliness that you're approaching me with when you've caused a lot of pain, like you're not showing up correctly, and they get defensive, then you can't be vulnerable with them. They're showing you, I cannot be safe with you if I'm not happy with your behavior, but I don't feel safe to be able to address it with you without thinking you're going to explode on me, then I cannot be vulnerable with you. I think this person's lacking a lot of self-awareness. There is so much, they're not aware of their... Forgive. I hope you will forgive me for all the things I've done and all the pain which I caused you. But believe me, my love, that was not my intention. I don't think they intended to hurt you, but they did. So it doesn't matter. I didn't mean to. Okay, well, you didn't mean to, but you did. So now you have to apologize. You have to take accountability. Take responsibility for your actions. I know I've hurt you pretty badly with my words and actions, but I'm really, truly sorry, my love. But when you're wanting more than just one sorry, it's like they want to say sorry and then you'll just forgive and forget everything without them having to do any real work, and you won't accept that. I'm sorry for my silence. I just needed a break and now I don't know how to reach out to you again. I'm afraid you won't let me back. I know it's been a long time since we've spoke, but trust me, my love, I missed you so much during this time and I'm finding my way back to you soon. They're just so self-unaware. It's like they know they've hurt you, but it still just feels as though they're lacking that maturity to be able to cop it on the chin when they know that they should. It's weird. Let me get these message cards. And then I'll get advice for you, what you should do moving forward for you. Will you listen? There's so many things I want to say to you, but will you hear me all the way out? Will you believe me? Will they get defensive when you try to speak up for yourself? That's the real question, not if you're just going to sit there and cop all their fake apologies. But when you might hear them out, and then when you speak up for yourself and they shut you down, I think the issue's less will you listen and will they listen? Your beauty amazes me. I'm not sure how I attracted someone like you, but I'm forever grateful. Run away. Would you pack a bag and meet me in Hawaii? I just want to get away from the world and be alone with you. But they need to learn how to be with you when you're not running away. I'm leaving. I'm ready to leave a situational mindset that has not served me and hindered my growth. That's interesting. It's on. I see you looking good and moving on. I don't care who you're talking to. I'm better. I will compete for you. Unblock me. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like, if anything, they've got you blocked. Anyway. That's too many. Missing you. We know that. Have my kids. I want to have a family with you. You can't have a family with someone that lacks emotional maturity, someone that you cannot be vulnerable with, that runs away when things get hard, because kids are hard work. It's hard. I want to have a family with you. I know you'd be an amazing parent, and I dream of the day I can experience raising a family together. But they haven't protected you. They haven't provided for you. They've gossiped about you, or at least let other people speak badly about you and not defended you. And I just, yeah, they're still blaming. You hurt me. Everything that happened hurt me so much. I need more time to heal. So this is still running energy. They want things with you that they are not ready to give. They want you to be a certain person to them. They're not in a position to give that back to you. So you would constantly be having to hold up the fort for everyone instead of feeling protected and safe and provided for, and that you don't have to worry. You'd constantly be worrying that this person's going to run again, and I think you will be able to see right through it. They want these things, but they can't provide these things, not yet at least. All right, I'm just going to get advice for you. What's happening for you moving forward? What is happening for this collective moving forward? King of Cups. Emotionally intelligent. This is what you need. Emotionally intelligent, intuitive, passionate, devoted, faithful, reliable. This King of Cups is exactly what you need. And if it's not you that you're about to meet this King of Cups, it's that you are the King of Cups. You have that energy. The Sun, followed by the Sun, Scorpio could be relevant, Leo could be relevant, and these are both Sun cards as well. This is happiness, success, high vibration. This is also about being a leader. This is the masculine energy. So you could embody, even if you're a feminine, you could embody this King of Cups energy, but you're in your masculine energy where you're taking charge of your life and going towards your goals, and you're following your own intuition, your own guidance. You're relying on yourself and you're leading the way for yourself. You're devoted to yourself. Truth, self-love, inspiration, creativity. Ten of Cups. Wow. Marriage, stability, security, happy family, fairy tale ending, home, lasting relationship. With the holy moly, you've got Ten of Cups with Ten of Pentacles come out. 10-10. You might be seeing 10-10 a lot. Whoa. Pisces, Virgo. These Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles, both about marriage, legacy, home, a lasting relationship, established, wealth, financial security. I am absolutely shocked. Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles came out together. You're building a stable home life. You've got great things coming for you. confirm these. King of Cups. Whoa. 10-10. Interesting. You've got Death to confirm the King of Cups, another Scorpio card. So this King of Cups could be a Scorpio. I actually feel straight away that this person has this King of Cups in them. They're needing to feel like this is really over with you to find that King of Cups in them. It's like you sending on them on their way is going to create a death in them, and they're going to rebirth. I don't think they're expecting this. It's going to force them into growth and transformation and ending out this clown behavior to become this King of Cups. I actually think that this has that energy where this person needs to go through a death and rebirth so that they can be an equal partner to you. Although I did just hear as well, if this is ended out completely, like you're really done with them, that it's bringing in, the ending of this is bringing you your King of Cups. But because death is about a new beginning and it's death and rebirth, things had to end so new things could begin. You've had many cycles with this person, and it's like you need to close out this cycle where they think that they can just come in and avoid accountability and taking the actions to follow up what they say. When you put your foot down here and hold that boundary strong, it will force this person into a death and rebirth situation that will then force them to grow and become this King of Cups. Four of Swords, rest and rejuvenation. This will be a time of, you'll probably be, this even has that energy of this person's going to block you and there'll be silence. But I don't think that that's going to bother you so much because it's a period of healing. This is time alone. I think your higher consciousness kind of already has been feeding this to you. You know that there's going to be a period of silence because this person has to go through it. Because that's leading to the happiness. That's leading to the truth and the self-love and the leadership qualities that you deserve in a partner. All right, 10 of Cups. The Fool. Under the 10 of Cups, a brand new beginning, and Pisces to confirm Pisces. That's an important sign here too. Also Aquarius. But this is a new start, being a risk taker, that leap of faith. You could be about to have that 10 of Cups just in your own life take this person out of it. Having faith that whatever this new start is for you, this even says entrepreneur. You might be about to start a new business and it's leading you to financial abundance and creating a successful, stable home for yourself. Something that makes you feel secure in. Ten of Pentacles. Nine of Wands, distance, needing space to roam. Tired, guarded, persistent, setbacks, final push. You are going to be tested. To get this 10 of Pentacles, you are going to be pushed to really charge forward and persist with your desires, what you want. You might even get, it's like I'm actually seeing someone so tired and they almost have nothing left, but the finish line is right there, and they just find that strength within to push through to the finish line. That's going to be you. And what's going to be the reward for that? 10 of Pentacles. Financial security, wealth, becoming established in your field. You got the Knight of Cups on the bottom. He's romantic and a lover, possibly a player. Prince Charming, proposal, true love, trustworthy, and that's another Pisces card. But you want a King of Cups, not a Knight of Cups. So I think the overall energy is that you're going to be, this is the energy that's going to approach you, this Knight of Cups, very talking a lot of lovey-dovey stuff and being very light-hearted. You need to send them on their way so that they can develop from a knight to a king. Because as well, if you accept it, then it's going to delay all this other good stuff that's coming for you. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, the Sun, the Fool. Very, very good spread. 7 of Swords with the Knight of Swords. So they're going to come in quick with a lot of promises they can't keep, and they're deceiving themselves, and they're going to try and deceive you with false romantic crap that they cannot follow through on. Harsh words, reckless. They're going to come in seemingly confident with a lot to say, and it's all empty promises. Again, not because that's their intention, but they're not ready yet. They're still in that Knight energy, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, coming in so quickly, rushing in with all these promises and then disappearing again. It's not that I think at the front of their mind they're trying to trick you, but that's this. Remember, you got liar. Be careful if someone's sneaky. They're going to try and manipulate you to get what they want because they want you back in their life. And I think you're going to see right through it. And maybe that's the Nine of Wands. You're just going to feel tired of that crap and you're just going to send them on their way. But when you do that, it forces them to heal and become a king. So that's good. Just quickly, I want to forget about this person for a minute, and I want to get the Intuit deck because I want to actually look into what you're manifesting into your life right now that's not to do with them is actually, this 10 of Pentacles, this successful, it could be a business or it could just be a new career path. And then we'll get a closing message, an angel card. No, let it be. So let things be right now. I think you've detached and you're going within now. And this is another card of silence. I think that you are going to choose silence. So especially if this person doesn't call, they actually send a message and you see the message and delete it straight away, or you see the message and you read it, but it's got nothing of substance in it. And you just choose silence. You choose not to reply, not because you're playing games, but because you genuinely just you have nothing to say to that. You could question it. You might think about it a bit, but then I think in the end, you're just going to leave it because you have too much self-respect now to entertain that. Anyway, end of that. What is coming for you career-wise? Coffin. They're not... this is the death card as well. The 8th of September could be a birthday, an important date, but this is death, loss, inactive, forgotten, discouraged. I think you'll feel discouraged by this message. It's going to feel over and done. In your mind, you're going to feel over and done with it. Like you just, the way they approach you, you're just going to feel defeated because you're just like, they're so far away from where I would need them to be. 8 again. So 8, August could be important, but there's a storm brewing. This, all these cards are about a sudden, unexpected, not unexpected, but just an ending. These are all about an ending. I think you really, each card says over and done. I think you're just going to be done. 2 cards say the end of your story. You're liberating yourself from this. And when you do, why are they not? This is ball and chain, heavy, weighed down, codependent, trapped, restrictions, addictions, an unhappy marriage, emotional baggage. This is almost like that first part about the whole relationship. 35, you could be 35. You met them when you were 35. 35 is an important number. You don't want to be weighed down like by this anymore. So that's why you're just feeling like you're just setting yourself free. All of these cards about endings and just being done with the whole thing. But then here you go, number 17, stepping stones. The process of arrival, baby steps, progress, keep on going, step by step, way out, spiritual growth. They're giving you a way out here. Like, this really needs to be closed out. Number 13 and the letter A. Gentle, lucid dreams, have your wits about you. Powerful, wise, trust, telepathy, supportive, obstacles removed. I really wanted to get some career stuff, but I really think that this is a very significant point of you closing out the cycle with this person. Because when you do, they're going to go into a death and rebirth period. And in that time that they're dealing with their own shit, you're going to become even wiser, more powerful. You're learning to trust yourself, and the obstacles are going to be removed out of your way by truly ending this out with them and letting them sort themselves out. Tornado. Queen of Fire. You could be a Leo or just a fixed sign. Queen of Fire within 7 to 14 days. So this could be happening within 7 to 14 days, but during the summer, also July 22nd to August 21st. I think August is an important month here, but this is the Sun. And this is the Strength card. Finding that lion, that lioness within. You're going to be stepping into that confidence, that creative, powerful queen that knows her worth. It might feel like a storm when it first happens, because there's that feeling of being defeated when they're showing up the way they do. But by being truly done with it, we genuinely feeling completely detached to the outcome now, you are becoming a queen. That queen energy is developing in you. Ball and chain. Because again, remember, you deserve a king. You got the King of Cups. If you're the Queen of Fire, you need to have a king to your queen. Not a jester, I just heard. So maybe you would, when you think of them, it's like they have those jester qualities, like a clown. They're the court jester. They're there to make you laugh, and they can be silly, but they're never taken seriously. The Fox. Their self-interest. The 14th of September could also be important. But deceit, trap. Something's not right and you're going to feel it. They're this fox energy. They're just still deceitful, and it's just going to create more emotional baggage in your life. You're going to release this ball and chain. Yeah, removing unwanted stuff with the broom. It's unavoidable, and you're going to purge this out. and it's going to restore harmony in your life. Even this says total makeover, so you might have a big glow up after this, almost like you got rid of the sludge that was on you. Yeah. Overflowing abundance, tears of sorrow. They caused you tears of sorrow, and now the universe is going to release something that gives you tears of joy, fulfillment, chasing after something, emotional release. You're about to have an emotional release when you let this person go, and all this abundance is going to start flowing in for you, and you're going to feel like this Queen of Fire. Yeah, third person. So there's still someone in the background. And I called that right at the beginning, didn't I? Someone in the background that is attached to this, that isn't your person and isn't you, but has some kind of influence here. Someone else's influence, love triangle. And remember, they got that promiscuous sex, sexual disease card. Outside party, third wheel, rival, too many people. I think this person still has a lot of mess attached to them, and you don't want anything to do with it. And I don't think they're going to come in completely transparent about the fact that there's still certain situations going on in the background. But all that yucky stuff, that waterfall card, beautiful. It means that when you have this emotional release, you've got really good things coming. Okay, closing message for this collective, please. Surrender and release. Exactly. Perfect. Surrender this. I think you are going to. You're going to release this person for your own... You understand. Okay. Where is it? Here. Let go and allow God and the angels to help you. Everything that you release will either be replaced by something better, maybe a King of Cups, or will be returned to you healed. If they can heal and come back, instead of being a Knight of Cups, a Knight of Swords, they're a King of Cups. When you hold on tightly to a part of your life that's not working, it has no room to heal. Let them go away in a hissy fit if need. Let them go heal, let them go grow up, let them go become that king. Whether you're unhappy with your love life, finances, career, home, or health, this card asks you to let go. If you hang on to these aspects of your life because of fears such as, what if I can't find someone or something better, then the situation will only worsen. However, if you're willing to open your hands and allow the situation to be freed, one of two situations will occur. Either it will be washed away from you and replaced by a better situation, or the situation will heal in a miraculous way. By drawing this card, the angels ask you to try not to control the outcome of your troubling situation. Let go and let God help you. Just divine timing. Release this. I think that's the attitude you're going to have anyway. If they're meant for me, they will go heal and learn their lessons and come back to me healed and be an equal partner to me. And if they're not, the right partner for me will show up. I think that's the attitude you're going to have. Surrender and release. Because like the card says, they will either be washed away or they will have a miraculous turnaround and come back to you healed. Have a good day.